Hello, welcome. So, we are going to be doing which font is your favorite, how to make different fonts using HTML and CSS today. This is one of my absolute favorite lessons here on this website because I love fonts and they are so much fun and they're so much fun to work with, and they can absolutely make or break some of your content here in your web pages. So when we go ahead and we look at this website, we see which font is your favorite, and we see the Lion King written over and over and over again. And these different fonts really make a huge difference. So, for instance, this first one, I picked some of my favorites here. This first one is very big and bold. The next one is just sort of thin and scratchy. The next one is sort of fun and fat. The next one is really thin and plain. This next one is all caps and sort of cool looking and like very old country. I just think all of them are really super fun. So let's dive in and try some ourselves. So the first one that I have that I really like is very plain and simple, and I use it a lot in my websites, and it is Arial. And you see the Lion King, and it is sans serif, which means it is without all the little end pieces here at the ends on the Lion King, like L. It has just a very plain line for L, very plain line for K, and just really easy to see and to read. So our HTML in this lesson is going to be starting with our doc type, and you see our starting HTML and ending HTML tags. We have a small head in here that we have in every lesson, which just announces the title, how to make different fonts using HTML and CSS. And then here's our body. And in our body, we just have a paragraph that says the Lion King. Okay, cool. Now, if we just left it like that, our default font is Times New Roman. And so it would just be very plain, the Lion King. So let's add some CSS. And basically, what we're saying is, hey, anything in this paragraph, we're going to go ahead and change the font family to Arial. And then if we don't have Arial, let's do anything in sans serif. So that is the generic um, that is the generic font right here. Anything else in if we don't have Arial, go ahead and put it in that font. And then the font size, let's bump it up to 50 pixels, and that's what that means. So let's go ahead and then for our challenge, let's read our challenge. Delete the font family. What happens? All right. So let's go ahead and go into CodePen, and we will do our challenge, and then we'll take a look at our code. So let's click on Edit CodePen. And we see the guts of our web page here. Very cool. So we see over in our HTML window the all of the HTML that makes what we see down here, which is what our users see, the Lion King. So anything we do up here behind the scenes, we're going to see the result down here. So we see exactly what we had on our web page. We have our doc type, and then we have our HTML tags. We have a short head tag with the title in it. And then there's our body, and anything in our body the users can see. So there's our paragraph, and we don't have a paragraph. We just have the Lion King, which isn't even a sentence, which is okay. And we've styled it. And when we style things, we put everything in our CSS window right here. And there's nothing in our JavaScript window over here because we're not doing any interactivity. That's where we would get information from the users or ask them information and or do something with the website. And we're not doing anything. We're just displaying. So our paragraph right here, our font family says Arial, sans serif, and font size 50. Let's go ahead and change that. Let's go ahead and take out the font family right here. So I hit delete and let's see what it looks like. Oh, so it looks a little bit different down here, doesn't it? So it's not that plain, simple Arial that we see in the example. So let's go ahead and put that back. And then I'd like us to comma sans serif. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back. And it's sort of scrunched up right in the corner here. So let's go ahead and add some padding. Oops. And let's just do padding 20 pixels. Okay, so it's moved over a little bit. You know what? Let's make it more dramatic. Let's make it 50 pixels. Okay, so it's moved over a little bit more and we can see it a little bit better. So now some of my very favorite fonts are some really fun, funky fonts, but let's go ahead and just try out Tahoma, which is another very simple font. And you can see right away it changes. Let's try Garamond. Ooh, that went very thin, didn't it? Let's make something really fat. So that was Garamond. Let's make Arial black. Ooh, that's very cool. I like that. So just go ahead and go through different fonts right here. Let's make this into a color. Ooh, I like that red. So now how would we change any of these? The style of any of this, we just change it right here in the CSS. And we can go ahead and we can change the font family, the font size, the padding, the color. Let's change that font size. Oh, that's really cool. So that's 150. That's super huge. What if we would change it to 1500? 1500 pixels, I can't even see it. That's the. Let's change it back to 150. I like that. That's really cool. Awesome. Okay, cool. And then if I wanted to go ahead and make my copy for myself, I would hit fork and wait till it refreshes. And then there's my little copy. And I would go into settings and I'm going to change the title a little bit. So I would say how to make different fonts, Arial, red, big. And then I go ahead and I have it in my dashboard and I can pull it up anytime I'd like. Okay, go ahead and try this out for yourself. Experiment, have fun, explore, and I can't wait to see what you've made.